Hey up, Sofa Squad, and welcome to the first edition of the year of On the Sofa with myself and Siamese and God and
Will's around here somewhere. It just wasn't my turn to watch it this time. It was Stool's turn.
And if you want to become a patron, you can, and you will. If you become a patron, you'll see your name scrolling along the bottom of the screen there, along with Greg Hartwick and African Humanist, and I'll give you a shout out as well. So, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that as well. Or you can buy my book, Surviving 2020, which is available on Kindle, and all the information is in the description.
Now, Mike, here's my question for you. Do you have sequel plans for Surviving 2021 and Surviving 2022? Because they've been some fuck wild rides as well.
Well, I not for 2021 and 2022, but I'm writing a follow-up to Surviving 2020 at the moment, and it's because Surviving 2020 is based on the diary that I kept for that year. Yeah. And
it looks like somebody was already blocked from the live chat. I'm just gonna say it so Mike doesn't have to. If you're here to troll Will, can you please find something better to do with your time? Because you know what? We're all adults. I don't give a fuck what your issue is with anybody. I personally don't give a fuck. Like, we're all adults. Can we please, for the love of God, act like it? Didn't we all get out of high school at least a decade ago each, possibly longer in some cases? Will. So, you know what? Enough already.
I missed it. I
don't give a fuck. I don't have a problem with anybody. If y'all want to have a problem with me, just because I'm friends with Will, go ahead. I don't give a shit. I got better things to worry about in my time. But you know what? Find something else to do, and maybe don't dox people. That'd be smart.
So
doxing is bad, like drugs. But even doxing is worse than drugs.
That said, thanks for that, Siamese. But that said, I'm keeping a diary this year, and I'm hoping to publish it to publish that one on Kindle as well. So look out for that one. And I've got other projects in the pipeline too. So
also, I just want to put it out there to everybody that my birthday is in 2 days. And if anybody wants to send me a mini fridge with a lock, I will DM you my address. I don't give a fuck. Or just wish me happy birthday. You know what? Happy birthday wishes make me happy too.
I'm gonna send you marijuana. You know what? Now I'm gonna send you a fridge with a lock on it. Now.
You could just send me some weed. I used to buy it. I used to buy shit that was imported from fucking Cali, so I know Cali weed's good.
That's so illegal.
Send me some pot, but you have to send it to New Jersey so it's legal. I'll give you my mom's address, Will.
They scare us on purpose here. They purposely say, hey, if you mail pot, we will put you in jail. They put that on the news here.
Oh, what's going on in the live chat? Half a century since high school. Damn, Greg, tell me you're old without telling me you're old.
I suppose we better talk about Rishi Sunak's 5 pleasures.
I sat through the whole thing.
There they are. So his 5 pleasures are halving inflation this year to ease the cost of living. Number 2, economy growing, creating better paid job opportunities across the country. 3, debt falling, reducing national debt to secure the future of public services. 4, waiting lists, cutting NHS waiting lists, speeding up care for patients. 5, small boats, passing laws to stop small boats swiftly removing illegal arrivals. What do you guys think of these 5 pleasures?
So wait, are the small boats still going to Rwanda, or is that finally off the table?
No, good as far as I know.
So to quote Novara Media, Rishi Sunak believes in unicorns.
Listen,
yeah.
I'm the parent of a 5-year-old who loves unicorns, so that doesn't exactly sound negative to me.
And I agree with Greg. Which one will he not do first? The Mcgrath thing is feasible because aren't you guys pairing up with the French Navy now, which should have happened years ago?
Well,
Which one will he not do first? I love that.
Nerdy saying it's the most useless, pathetic set of 5 lies I've ever seen in my life. Rishi said, judge me by my 5 pledges. No. I'll judge you as to whether let's come back in about a year's time and see if you've actually done any of them. But you know what this bullshit reminds me of? It reminds me of the Edstone. You remember the Edstone?
Yes, I do.
When Ed Miliband had his list of pledges, and he for a publicity stunt, he had them engraved on this monolith, and it became known as the Edstone. And
which isn't just asking for bad luck.
Yeah. These are meaningless platitudes. Halving inflation. How is it going to accomplish this exactly?
Again, see what's happening. What's happening is that
the big thing I'm noticing with these bullet points is, oh well, this is what we're gonna do, but nothing about a plan of how you're gonna do it. If you're gonna talk about what you're gonna do, I want to know how.
Yeah.
My thing is, where are you going to get any of the money? And what about the NHS? You guys are going to turn into. It's going to be so sad when you have to start paying for.
So how are you going to cut the waiting list? Cut people with serious health problems off? As someone with serious health problems, I feel like that's what they're going to do.
I try to explain to people, like, when I'm sitting at the pharmacy getting my medication, because I am heavily medicated, like some people should be. And I'm sitting there, I hear people getting denied at the pharmacy, or they'll say, I can't afford that medication. What? That medication is $600, $700. Like almost every time I go.
Show y'all something because I actually have it with me today. Like that's one thing I can't stand. Like people who need life-saving medication. You know what happened if I didn't have this? This is my blood thinner.
Yeah.
If I don't do this twice a day, you know what could happen to me? I could die.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of situation people are in. Shut up. You know what kind of people have to ration their insulin.
Yeah.
Like really?
Yeah. But these 5 pledges are 5 pledges for fixing the mess that his government created in the first place.
Oh, Greg raises a very good question. Why stop at having inflation? Why not just go the whole way? Why do we have to have it?
But
seriously, no, that's a legitimate question. That was actually the first thing that popped into my mind, but I thought it was a stupid one. I'm glad to know it wasn't.
But correct me
because
if I'm
I've worked
wrong.
in hotels, I've worked in retail. There is such a thing as a stupid question.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but inflation is not something that's in the control of the government.
Exactly. A lot of times inflation is more due to corporate greed.
Yeah, it's one can influence the other, but not the other way around.
Exactly.
It's to do with the Bank of England and printing more money and corporations, and so it's kind of out. I mean, I suppose there are laws that he could put in place that could ease inflation, but
the Tories are never completely tanking the economy and their own reputation while they're at it.
Yeah. But hi to Liz, by the way. Liz is joining us, so that's good. Welcome.
That's my friend. Be nice to Liz. We like Liz.
Hi, Liz. We like you. Okay, I'll be a little less mean. My name is Siamese, and I am an asshole. It's part of my shtick. Now, if Stool was here, then you'd see the full bitch.
But
I'm not saying something considering my boyfriend's right there, and he could probably say something about me, full bitch, this, that, and the third. I'm actually very nice. I'm actually half the bitch I was before because I've lost 62 pounds in 6 months.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Did Rishi do this just to make a statement, to be like, hey, I lasted longer than Liz Truss? Is this how he wants to be remembered?
No,
because
this
quite
is
honestly,
like,
well, but it reminds me of that meme of that hot dog guy. We're all trying to find the guy who did this. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have another question, because it's on TV all the time. It's all people talk about. What's really going to happen with immigration? Like, what's really going to happen with people coming to your country? You know?
Well, I mean, I think it was deemed the Rwanda plan was deemed unlawful.
We're creeping on Josh right now.
But every day, Josh looks more and more like Jesse Pinkham.
Josh, do you think you look more like Jesse Pinkman every day?
You know what's funny, Nerdy? I think I'm still subscribed to the lettuce. I think I'm still subscribed to the lettuce on YouTube.
That reminds me. I saw someone was, I think it was the Lincoln Project, was asking who would last longer, a lettuce or what's his name?
A lettuce could last longer than Liz Truss.
They did the same thing, but for someone else. But I can't remember who it was. Anyway, was it David McCarthy?
I can't remember.
Wait a minute, Liz. Undercover, asshole? When did I say undercover?
No,
I
West Coast.
About my shit.
We're from the West Coast. She's from Portland. I lived up there. We're like polite to a point, but everybody's actually kind of an a-hole. Like, it's like a fakeness.
Xenophobic Muppets. I love that. But not really, because that's that kind of... Dude, the Muppets try to teach everybody tolerance and love and happiness. Like, don't you think calling somebody a xenophobic Muppet is kind of an oxymoron?
Well, it's different. Like, to Americans of a certain age, like I was raised on the Baby Muppets. It just depends on how old you are. But if you live in the UK, calling someone a Muppet is like fighting words.
But
it's funny though. My uncle, Cy Strike, may he rest in peace. His wife firmly believed. Aside from Josh, my uncle was the first man, because my daughter was very wary of men for a while. But when she was a baby, she gravitated right to my uncle. And my aunt used to say that she thought it was because he resembled a Muppet. Meanwhile, my daughter didn't even watch Muppets at the time.
But can you guys guess what else Rishi Sunak is planning to do to make everything better?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Rishi Sunak wants all pupils to study maths to the age of 18.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Nope, math is not my strong suit. Fuck off, Rishi.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. As a raving lunatic old man, it bothers me that the average person cannot count change back without a cash register. Well, see,
I mean,
it bothers me, and I can tell.
Do that.
I can honestly tell someone's age when they can do math in their head. Like the guy that works at the Rooster's Relics across from my job. I hand him $100 bill. He gives me correct change back. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I am pro math, but forcing
I
people
can't.
To do anything,
I can't do it. I honestly think I might have dyscalculia or whatever the hell it is, because I'm that bad at math, and I'm about to be 29 years old. My birthday's in 2 days, bitches. My Venmo's on my fucking Twitter.
Would this be forced though?
Well, apparently it's gonna. Let's have a look. But let's see what the article actually says. The Prime Minister is looking at plans to ensure all school pupils in England study maths in some form until the age of 18. In his first speech of 2023, Rishi Sunak said he wanted people to feel confident when it came to finances. But critics
This
said
might
the
actually be
plan...
somewhere where we're doing better than the UK in that respect, because when I was, the brief time I was in college before I got bashed in the head and had to run away from an abusive marriage, I believe there were math requirements every year. You had to take math regardless. And I was a paralegal studies major. What the hell would I have needed math for?
Nerdy says, I'm pro maths as well. But the problem isn't with maths. The problem is with the government not supporting the education infrastructure, which is why everything is so poor at the moment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, see, I was kind of raised in an anti-public education system household. The whole system does need an overhaul, but not the way that this guy's going about it. And that's on both sides of this. That's on both sides of the puddle.
My argument is, I agree the system sucks, but we still need to know how to count.
Yeah.
We do still need to know how to count.
But
I'm not saying we don't. I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
I can only speak for America and the things that I've seen recently. There is a real digression. There is like this real digression where people can't do basic things anymore. So I
think regression is the term you're looking for.
But
nerdy grammar in America. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't know why British people even hang out with me. I say got and finna, hunna, shunna. Like Americans, we have an interpretation of English.
For God's sake, they're called elementary school. I hate calling it grammar school because it just makes it sound like all you're focusing on is English. I hear my mother say grammar school, and I'll be like, what the fuck did you need grammar school for, you fucking grammar Nazi? But see, I'm probably the only person I know who can get away with talking to their mother like that because I don't have a typical parent-child relationship with my mom, or either of my parents, really.
Eton counts as a charity. Isn't that a school where all the...
Oh, I wonder what happened now. Yeah. There go the police.
Isn't that where the super rich go?
Yes. That's, most of our prime ministers throughout history started off at Eton.
Exactly.
Most of them did. He seems to be obsessed with people getting into business. He even asked a homeless person if he wanted to get into business.
I forgot about that. Okay, so
that was so cringe. That was so.
I thought that Liz Truss's failure, like bend at the knee.
Oh my God!
Her, whatever was going on with her, I thought that was bad. Imagine being so out of touch that you ask a homeless person, "Do you work?" Yeah. I would have. Don't ask me. I would if I was that guy. I would have been like, "Are you stupid?"
Yeah. He was really polite. He was really polite. I wouldn't have been.
Man, I've been down and out. I would have been like, "You think I'm wearing 6 coats for no reason, you dummy?" I would have lost it. I would have lost it on him.
Here's the thing, though. If you have to ask somebody, are you dumb? If you have to ask somebody, are you dumb? Chances are the answer is yes, but you'll never get an honest response now, will you?
Life's hard. It's even worse with dumb people like that. I forgot about that. That moment had me yelling at my phone. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
But he was very polite. He simply said, I just want to get through Christmas, to be honest.
Exactly. Or like just today because it's freezing. Like, come on.
I'm also fine with people getting into business, but you need to provide the support in order to do so. Look at the debt you have to get into these days just to study at university.
Oh, that's a widespread thing. Look at us Americans with our student loan issues. I'm fortunate that I was able to go to community college on a Pell Grant, but now I think I might be too old. So if I want to go back to school, I'm fucked. So thank God I established myself in the hotel industry and have a stellar enough resume.
But it's not.
Which is a lot to be said because, I'm a high school dropout. All I have is a GED. People don't believe me. I mean, first of all, you look at me. I look like shit right now, and nobody will believe that I was a department head at a really nice hotel. But
now I just have beauty school dropout stuck in my head. Beauty school dropout.
Guess what? I've never seen all of Grease. I've only seen parts of it.
Ah.
All right, that's it. I'm out.
Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look. Stop giving me that look. The both of you are giving me that look. I don't like it.
Again, it's a great movie.
I can even see that look behind your sunglasses, Will, which tells me everything I need to know.
You know what it is? I forget that there's an entire generation that wasn't raised on the same cheesy movies that I was. So it's
I
not.
should have been raised on them. Just my mom had an epic failing on that part and forgot to have me see certain movies. Like, I remember one time I mentioned that I had never seen E.T., and she got all shocked. And I'm like, don't you bear partial responsibility in this at this point?
And
then she basically told me to shut the fuck up when smack me upside the head, which is a typical response for my mom when I mouth back off to her. But see, the cool thing about my mom is she didn't start smacking me until I was 18 because then it wasn't child abuse anymore. She doesn't believe in hitting children, but some adults need a good slap upside the head. That's basically how she puts it.
Well, you're old enough to fight back. A nerdy has a sentiment.
If I had to fight my mom, are you kidding me? I would break my mom by like tapping her. She has osteoporosis. That would be a totally unfair fight.
I'm still scared of mine. Nerdy.
Yo, fuck off, nerdy.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like I forget because I'm of a certain age, so I'll say, "Oh, haven't you seen blah 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 movie?" And they're like, I don't even know who that character is. You know, it ages me quickly.
But,
how are you dumping sewage every 4 minutes? How often are people pooping over there?
Okay, no. This is real. And they're also dumping it into the ocean. And that's going to end.
Because of the environment, right?
Sewage was dumped every 4 minutes during Teresa Coffee's 3 years as water minister.
Oh.
She looked like sewage.
I wouldn't even let her.
This bitch ain't got no neck.
I wouldn't let her walk in the chamber. I would be like, get out of here.
Seriously, where is your hazmat suit, lady?
She always looks as if she's just swallowed a turd.
That explains why she was dumping sewage every 4 minutes. She was trying to get the taste out of her mouth.
She looks like an evil villain. She looks like an evil villain.
You know what? Put some Dalmatian theme shit on her. She could be like an aged Cruella DeVille.
Okay, so where I live, if somebody had done this, they would be in prison. Like if the DWP, if someone got caught at the Department of Water and Power, they would take that individual and put them on trial.
Please, Philadelphia Water would never permit this crap.
Yeah, you know.
But
no pun intended. Maybe pun intended slightly.
She always comes across, whenever she's on TV, whenever she's doing the news circuit, she always comes across as someone who hates her job.
You're not lying.
She comes across as someone who's just phoning it in.
And I don't know why she goes on TV so much because she looks so annoyed.
Yeah, it's always.
Maybe there's something in a contract. I don't know.
It's always this is not my responsibility. This is somebody else's responsibility. I don't know the exact figures. It's your fucking job. You're the minister. Yeah, do your fucking.
You know what I say is like, who let her go on TV with no information? There is a failure somewhere.
Oh, I like Dirty's comment. She always comes across as somebody that wants everybody else to suffer.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yeah, she follows the turn, so now we all have to eat shit.
But So while she was water minister, apparently, according to this data, 321 years worth of sewage was discharged into the seas and rivers over the 3-year period, which says to me she's either lazy or incompetent. Now which is it?
Well, no. Wait a minute, Mike. Who the hell says she can't be both?
I was about to say those are wings on the same bird. Those are just wings on a bird.
Competence tend to go hand in hand. Look at Trump. Look at Boris.
Who dumps 300-year-old slurry into a river? I'm sorry.
She's very constipated. You know what? Actually, you know what? There's something to Nerdy's comment because her face is kind of red.
But
How long that circus hooking up in there, lady?
So is she? So in any way, shape, or form, will she just be held accountable, or will she just be slapped on the wrist, like, "Oh, don't do it again"?
I think we know the answer to that question. I think we all know the answer.
She won't be held accountable. But Priti Patel once said that the British are the most idle workers.
That's not true. You should have seen some of my employees when I worked at Hampton Inn Oldbridge.
But
I had some of the laziest fucking people, and they didn't like me as their boss because I rode their asses.
Was she saying that to say that like people are complacent or lazy? God, Priti Patel is such an evil human being.
Yeah, but Teresa Coffee has got to be the laziest minister I've ever known.
Get a pay raise. Oh my God, Nerdy, stop it. Stop it. You're on one today. Who gave you alcohol?
To get a pay raise. But if Rishi Sunak wants a minister who's going to be lazy and incompetent, I'm unemployed. Pay me to do that. I could be lazy and incompetent.
I don't know. I don't think I would put you in a position of power, Mike. I'd be afraid of what you'd do with it. You'd probably do exactly what I would do and implement some sort of stupidity eugenics.
Oh gosh.
Hey, a guy from
you must have a minimum of this IQ.
No, there's something to that. There's something to that because somebody who lives I want to say less than 50 miles, well, less than 100 miles from my house, just got rejected 6 times as Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
Oh, so you talking about Kevin?
So Kevin's from Bakersfield, but like in LA, that's just a drive. Like that's not even far. That's literally over the hill. So he's from where I'm from. So I was thinking, if that guy from a podunk town could become a senator, I bet I could run, even with all my dirty laundry.
Yeah.
I bet I could win my local area.
Well, I feel like if you ran for public office at this point, everybody that hates you would like come out of the woodwork and join in the mudslinging and completely change your campaign.
Hey, that's views. That like we have record views right now. Hatred sells. Hatred sells. Like that just gets butts in the seats. It's okay. That's why I wore black today. I'll be the Bond villain. Yes, Mr. Bond. I have the moon for ransom.
Oh dear. What have we got next?
Terrible accent.
Oh, here's a good one. Matt
I got my cigarette. I'm happy.
Matt Hancock fails to land celebrity agent amid poor book sales reports. His pandemic diaries have dropped out of the top 1,000.
Mike, did you know that all this Harry and Meghan crap was going to pop up along with this Matt Hancock penis thing?
Really quick, I learned from Matt Hancock. Never use Matt Hancock as a thumbnail. I get quite a few views, and I am so grateful to the people that watch my videos. The video that I put Matt Hancock on a beach, nobody clicked on that. No one clicked on that.
Josh got a hold of a tiny hand and has completely forgotten how to act his age.
Matt Hancock also wrote one of the cringiest diaries of all time. If you're bored, read it.
But
I don't think I'd be bored enough to kill my brain cells to that degree.
How bad?
Give me the tiny hand.
How bad?
Give me the tiny hand.
How bad does your book need to be?
I want a pizza.
To drop out of the top 1,000? That's. They didn't even write it.
Do you know?
No, I'm paying more attention to these moped phone snatches.
So, and I know the answer to this, but in the UK, do they sell books? Do they sell books at like the grocery store and like the Poundland? Because that's complete failure. Like if your book hits the 99-cent store in America, you have failed.
Yeah.
I bought a Bill O'Reilly
That
book.
makes me want to go find a new book to read, but unfortunately, I don't live near any bookstores with a true crime section. No, seriously. Hey, Mike, have you ever considered writing a true crime book?
No, I haven't actually.
You know what? You should get into the genre, and your first subject should be He Who Makes Me Do Shots.
Oh, nerdy. Hat Hancock.
No.
What do you think? And I know, and I'm sorry if I'm overstepping, but who knew that my namesake
Hancock? Oh God.
You know, Prince William
Go ahead. Hancock.
Prince William never struck me as a bully. We have people, like, if you see a book at the 99 cents store, hold on, before I forget, I was shocked that William was the bully. I always thought Harry was the bully, but it's William who's the aggressor.
Well, yeah, usually it is the little brother. Well, here's a case example right here.
No,
who bullied who between you and Jeremy? Yeah, usually it's pretty easy.
And like, do you know, I'm already annoyed at the amount of Harry news. Like, every time I scroll on Twitter, Harry did some yayo. Harry did this. They're reading his book. They're reading his book.
You said it on purpose.
At this point, I almost want to buy it because like I basically
you said that on purpose.
So many excerpts from the book, you know.
Tell me the truth. You said that on purpose. You said yayo on purpose to piss me off, didn't you?
No, because YouTube's really been cracking down, and I don't want to say somebody did something allegedly, and then cause drama.
Fair enough.
Hey, bro, get dressed. You have a hot date, literally. Brush your hair.
But
I'm still laughing at Hat Hancock and waiting for Josh to make a obligatory gay statement.
Talking of Yale, our friend is back. Friend of the show, Michael Gove,
the Coke Baron himself.
Oh my God!
Allegedly.
Has been put in charge of clampdown on antisocial behaviour. Does that include his own antisocial behavior?
It's just you hired a man, you hired the Energizer Bunny. They literally hired a man.
Dude, this guy looks like one of them judges that takes kickbacks for throwing kids in private juvies.
No, he gets kickbacks with allegedly with boatloads of yayo. Michael Gove,
I swear to God,
like asking that's like asking him to be a part of the Drug Enforcement Agency. It's just a bad choice.
This is the guy who was filmed dancing at a rave, and he was filmed apparently off his tits in the House of Commons, and who did stupid voices and accents when he was on the news one time.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm not saying that's signs of classic cocaine abuse, but those are classic signs of cocaine abuse. Like classic signs.
Yes, but which form of cocaine abuse? The type that goes in the nose or the type that goes in the lungs?
Could you imagine how aggressive Michael Gove is? He would just get in your face and not back down and like just, oh my God. I'm scared of him.
I live in the hood. I'm not the fuck out.
But,
do you know, I always talk about Jacob Rees-Mogg because I saw how aggressive he is. I bet Michael Gove gets right in your face with his just stanky breath. Oh,
but this guy is being put in charge of clamping down on antisocial behavior. It beggars belief.
What, is the donut shop open?
You couldn't believe.
Well, we ain't got no damn cash.
You can make this shit up, but basically, this is their plan to.
This street smells like donuts, y'all.
To go back to what Labour were doing back in the day, with antisocial behavioural orders, or ASBOs, as they became known as.
Wow.
Ass-bows. That sounds like ass butts.
It's been a while since I've heard that.
And here I am talking about butts with the king of butts himself walking right next to me.
No, he's the minister of decency.
Good one.
But apparently, so they're going to start dishing out ASBOs to road men in hoods. Basically, that's basically their plan.
This is a poor choice.
We'll see how well that works.
It amazes me the never-ending poor choices that the government has made. Let's bring Michael Gove back. Who, I wonder, how high do you have to be sitting in a room like, you know what? I think we should bring Michael Gove back.
Yeah, seriously, I'd love to know how many drugs were involved in that decision, and then tell them they're buying the wrong ones in the wrong place.
Allegedly, or a giant envelope full of cash.
He's like he's like a rancid turd that just won't flush. He keeps coming back. He's a horrible person.
A long time ago, I had an ex who threw bong water under my bed, and it took me about 2 weeks to figure out what that rancid smell was in my house.
Oh God!
That's Michael.
How did you even go? Wait a minute. Why was bong water even under your bed to begin with? This I need the context for.
I had a binger that I never cleaned out. I ticked off an ex in good old Portland, Oregon, and this individual, I had one of those weird beds that had metal. Basically, it was wood and metal with a mattress on top, and so they put the bong water underneath everything, where it took a while for the smell to come out. And then one day I was like,
oh, that's evil.
Yeah. And then when I found it, it was fermented bong water.
Gross.
Yeah, people are. But I worked at night. So when I would come home every night, I would just go to sleep because I was so tired because I worked the third shift. So it took me a while to figure it out because I was never home. Humans are bad. That's Michael Gove.
Anywho, let's move on, shall we? What have we want to Labour now. This story really, anyway, I'll share it with you. Lisa Nandy warns Labour voters any idea of reversing Brexit is a fantasy. The party's post-Brexit approach could include something around universities, Labour's shadow levelling up secretary says. So, what do you think about that?
First off, I actually like Lisa Nandy because she's a straight talker. But your country has kind of put itself in a position where you have no choice but to Brexit at this point.
Yeah.
So they're like.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be a hell of a process to get back in the EU? I mean, I wouldn't call it a fantasy, but it would be a hell of a job.
But there's a word that people do not use anymore that was in everyone's mouth 3 years ago, and that's Remainers. There's no more Remainers. Like we're all past the point of no return, and that's the sucky part. That's like you're gonna have to be a sovereign, stand on your own banana republic. And you know what's funny? America, we wouldn't exist without Canada, Mexico, Japan, China. You know.
Yeah. But apparently, according to a new poll,
dirty, you're disgusting. This is a McDonald's fermented bong water smoothie.
But even some Brexiters are beginning to have a change of heart. They're beginning to see the damage that Brexit is doing to this country, and they are beginning to say that we made the wrong decision.
No, you think?
I think I know
I
why.
think that's what people are saying. No, really? Where's that Nicolas Cage meme when you need it? That old, you don't say.
But I think I understand why Labour are doing this. It's because they lost. They were thrashed by the Conservative Party. Let's face it, in 2019, and they lost the so-called Red Wall voters who wanted to get Brexit done, and they are desperately trying to win those voters back by saying no, when we're definitely not going to reverse Brexit. You can trust.
Well,
us
how could it even happen at this point?
I watched Keir's speech and I was like, well, then you're just a continuation of the party that you're about to replace.
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
And but the thing is that they've allowed the pendulum to swing too far in the other direction, to the point that they're actually out. They're out Torying the Tories.
Exactly.
Jesus, at least we don't have Democrats trying to out Republican the Republicans.
That's why I constantly ask about immigration, because these guys are gonna take over and they're gonna like, you know what? Let's put them on the moon. If you come to the UK, we're gonna put you on a rocket ship and just hope and aim you at the moon.
The moon, Jesus fucking fuck. No, let's go a step farther. How about we put them on Mars?
No, they're gonna shoot them into the sun.
Yeah.
Make sure you go at night.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people talk trash about America up until even during the Obama era, and everyone forgets Obama deported more illegal aliens than 7 presidents before him.
Yeah, really.
We didn't have cages until the Orange Gibbon came around. Because
Shit Gibbon, say it right.
I know someone who got busted at the border. Well, I was actually at the time related to somebody. It's my ex-wife's family. But long story short, we drove to Texas and picked up somebody who was a minor, and they were treated lovely and still live in this country to this very day. You know, so the policies change. That's why I always ask. You can judge a country how they treat the unwanted or the immigrants,
Yeah, exactly.
And we're not, and as an American, we're just as bad. I'm not saying we don't have blood on our hands.
And Keir Starmer said Labour won't spend its way out of Tories' mess. That's what he said today. But this confirms what I have been saying for months. That their staff.
Real quick, y'all. This is the hospital that threw me out in the fucking cold with the goddamn flu and a fever. Don't fucking go here. Jefferson Frankford sucks. As you were.
Labour's stance for months now. Whenever they've been interviewed on the news and pushed about their policies and what they'll do when they get into power, the party line seems to be, well, we can't promise anything. We can't make any promises.
Well, not promising anything is not how you get fucking votes, you dumb fuck.
But what they say is, we don't know. We don't know
what we're gonna do.
We don't know how big a mess we're going to inherit from the Tories. So,
that is a valid point.
No, we can all see what they're going to inherit right now.
Oh, great. It's starting to rain.
And that will become their excuse for not keeping their promises when they get into power. They'll say, well, we would have loved to kept all these promises, but unfortunately, we've got to clean up the shit that the Tories left behind. So we've got to make some tough decisions. We've got to make some.
Why don't you just strategize as the mess evolves? The fuck?
This is their way to not take responsibility until they have to.
Yeah,
exactly. And then they're going to be finger pointing if and when they do get back into power.
That should be their slogan. Labor, we'll do what we can.
We Canada.
Pathetic. It's pathetic. It's just Yeah. Or
Yeah, but-
you know what's so funny? Aren't you the opposition? You're supposed to have you're supposed to have a strategy ready. He is
Yeah, seriously,
literally the
that's what I'm saying.
opposition.
Strategize
That's
as
right.
the mess evolves, and then you'll be able to tell everybody, well, this is what we're going to do to clean it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Aye.
Somebody shared a video on Twitter earlier today, comparing what Keir Starmer has been saying with what Rishi Sunak has been saying. Rishi Sunak has been saying, "We are the party of fiscal responsibility,"
Yeah, okay.
and now Keir Starmer has been saying, "We're the party of fiscal responsibility." So
No, that's not going to work out for you too well, buddy.
they've become the Labour Party so I'm gonna have to mute you for a bit. So, you've muted yourself. Okay, good.
Rude ass trade.
The two parties become interchangeable at this point.
Exactly.
And I remember back when Labour were in power, the Blair Brown years. I don't know if you're familiar with Have I Got News for You, Will?
Yes, of course. Yes. I am.
There was a running joke on that show where the panelists would say, the Labour Party and the Conservative Party may as well merge and call it a day. And it's heading back. Labour, Keir Starmer have taken Labour back there. Under Keir Starmer, they've become that party again.
I do not see a difference between either party at this point. Especially because, the other night I stayed up, I watched Keir's speech, and my first thought was, I stayed up for this? And this is something Rishi or something Boris would have said,
Yeah. And but the thing is, Keir Starmer hasn't got the charisma of Tony Blair. He wants to be Tony Blair, but he's a wet fish. He's boring as fuck.
He is stale, and I think that's the problem. Okay, is that this other party is on fire. They are literally a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, the Labour Party's gonna save us, and then Keir Starmer comes out, literally a wet noodle.
Yeah, and
it's pretty. He's dry.
The Labour Party, they inspired me when Jeremy Corbyn was the leader. I thought finally we have a socialist Labour Party, and Jeremy Corbyn had to drag the Labour Party kicking and screaming over to the left, and now Keir Starmer has undone all of that. He's made the Labour Party bland and uninspiring.
But what? It's because they're anti. It's because he's anti-Corbyn.
Yeah.
Where's the hatred? Where did it come from, or where did it start for Jeremy Corbyn? Because that was the excuse to completely change the party. Like, we hate this guy. He's an anti-Semite. Because I remember the campaign when they were going off about him.
Yeah.
Saying all these evil things about him. And I hate to say this young man's name, but yes, I still watch Owen Jones. Judge me. Judge me. But I saw an interview and Corbyn's like, no, none of it's true. Here's the evidence,
Yeah. And if I can find the tweet. Oh, here we go. This guy's worth following. Simon McGing. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But he tweeted this. Hang on, actually, I'll see if I can share the screen actually.
Where is?
Here
it is. I'm so blind. What's his name?
Yeah, Simon McGinn with two N's. He tweeted this. So far, the BBC have issued 2 corrections WRT to Corbyn. 1, they concede there is absolutely no evidence he is or ever was an anti-Semite, and 2, they concede their panorama contained deceptive editing of a comment. Both these corrections have been all but invisible. And so,
that accusation ruined his career.
yeah.
That just people saying that absolutely destroyed Jeremy Corbyn. And that's the problem when people tell lies about people.
Yeah. And they vilified him. You know, the mainstream media, the Murdoch press, the million pound press, the millionaires press, the Tory party, and he's members of his own party as well. They vilified him, and because they are happy with the status quo. They don't want things to change. They want to keep hold of power and keep hold of all the wealth. They don't want to share the wealth. Socialism will never be given a fair hearing in this country.
It's fear. It's because people they start throwing around words like commies or it's all about fear.
And I remember Bernie was being accused of being an anti-Semite. Bernie Sanders, for fuck's sake.
If people will throw anything at anyone. Do you want to know why? Because Bernie could have legitimately won if everyone had just sat down and listened to Uncle Bernie. We wouldn't be here. Freaking 12 years ago, if we had elected Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, but Simon McGinn, he's worth following because he's very good at debunking all of these accusations against Jeremy Corbyn, and he tends to use the hashtag "It was a scam." So if you follow his "It was a scam" thread, you'll see all the all his tweets about how he basically debunks everything that's been said against him. And it's but what is happening now? The Labour Party they're purging everyone on the left, and they're purging Jewish members of the Labour Party, because they don't agree with their politics. Basically, they're on because they're socialists. They're being expelled from the party. Naomi Idrissi Winborn, she's great. She's brilliant. She was elected to the NEC, which I think is the governing body of the Labour Party, and shortly after she was expelled. They expelled her because she's on the left, and they want to decorbanize the Labour Party,
which is ridiculous. What's the end game of the Labour Party?
They want to. Their argument is that they want to become electable.
What does that even mean? Right now, as long as they're not divided, they could have an overwhelming majority. Right now as it stands.
Yeah.
So they're already electable. What are they? At least that's what the polls say. But I learned with the name that shall not be spoken. Never believe the polls.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I'm really frustrated with the Labour Party at the moment. Because
the problem is you're going to go from the fire to the frying pan, because it's going to be from one dysfunction to the other. I'm trying not to draw too much parallel, but if you look at America right now, we don't have a House of Representatives because the Republican Party can't get their act together.
No, they can't, can they? I haven't been following it very closely, but they because the Republicans, isn't it? 20 Republicans are holding the other 200 to
They're holding them hostage.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, and it's terrible.
Right now, and last night I was sitting here and I'm like, as a country, we elected this dysfunction. We elected these people. So no one should stand around and be like, oh, why are these people acting like idiots? We are the idiots who put them in office.
This is this is Trump's legacy.
Oh, absolutely. Today, Matt Gaetz, when they were like, who do you vote for Speaker of the House? He's like, Donald Trump. I threw up a little bit. It's a circus. It's a real life circus. I'm watching people lip read AOC. Do you know she looks like an ex-girlfriend of mine, so I kind of didn't like her, but I love AOC. She is so spicy. She will not put up with any of your lip. I love AOC. Even though she, like, in a scary way, looks like an ex-girlfriend of mine.
Okay. Oh God. So
yeah, we're screwed. No, in America, we're done. Put a fork in. Final season. It's been thanks for all the fish.
Yes. But this will cheer you up. Well, it might. I don't know. But Andrew Tate detained in Romania over rape and human trafficking case.
I've been waiting for this. The Matrix is trying to hold us back. And I've been waiting for this segment the entire time.
Yeah.
Where do you start with this shrub of a human being? First off, can I ask a question? Where is he from?
I'm not sure. I think he's British, but I can't be certain about that.
Where's Andrew Tate from originally?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Andrew Tate was born in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I was wrong.
In Luton, England.
Okay.
I grew up in Luton. Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, he reeks of Tommy Robbins, and of course he grew up in Luton.
Yeah, he's been photographed with him.
Because I'm an American. When I hear Luton, I think of Tommy, the big mouth, tough guy, Robinson.
Yeah. I'm a nerdy rodent saying I'm a bit of a noob, so I'd never actually heard of Andrew Tate until the Greta Thunberg incident.
He is the definition of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, and it all started with Greta Thunberg. Actually, it started with him. The thing is, he was banned from Twitter for being misogynistic, and then of course Elon, bless his heart, decided to reinstate him. And so he sent a tweet to Greta saying, I've got so many cars, I've got all these cars, and he sent a tweet to Greta.
Sorry, my phone died.
Okay. So saying I've got all these cars and they're producing all these emissions. Would you like me to email
Did we make the pizza box joke yet?
The full list of all the cars I've got
Not
and
yet.
their huge emissions? And Greta tweeted back, by all means, enlighten me. Send me an email to smalldickenergy@getalife.com. And
That was the most beautiful burn I've ever seen in my life.
Twitter, that tweet went nuclear. It went fucking nuclear.
The fourth has she went from the I believe the fourth most tweeted tweet ever.
Oh yeah.
It's probably surpassed that by now.
I just going to mute that for a bit because there's a lot of background noise. But he brooded on this for hours, and then eventually he came back with a video ranting about her.
Okay.
And he said in his video, he said, give me some pizza and don't recycle the empty boxes. And that is how the Romanian authorities were able to nail him, because Jerry's Pizza, they were able to I think they were able to scan the
Do you know
barcode and find out his location.
Sorry, my local pizza place, it says the town where I'm from on the box.
Yeah.
In giant letters, like you couldn't hide that.
And so
why would you post a video? You're on the run. You're posting a video clearly showing pizza boxes that show where you are. What are you, an idiot?
No, he's arrogant. See, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, people who rob banks, they don't get caught on their first time. They get caught the 9th or 10th time they do it because they're arrogant.
Yeah, with my luck, I'd get caught.
And so Greta came back with the coup de grace, saying, "This is why you must recycle your pizza."
It's true though, and here's the thing I don't understand. Kind of like what Zainese was saying, like where I'm from, if you have warrants, if you're wanted, that person becomes a memory. They disappear, I still will not understand how a man who allegedly is a sex trafficker, wannabe Chuck Norris, literally on the boat. I can't believe he's from America. He was born here, but he grew up in Luton. But
he was detained alongside his brother Tristan and his house raided, and in the capital Bucharest. The latest update is that he's had 11 of his cars confiscated.
Oof.
So 11 of the cars that he was boasting about to Greta have been confiscated now. So poetic justice.
Isn't it beautiful though, the way that karma just swooped right in for this guy?
Yeah.
I tell people, I tell people I will not fight you on the internet, and this is why. I'm not wanted like Andrew Tate. I own 3 cars and only 2 work. If you want to come and tow away my truck, please.
How about his parents claim responsibility? That'd be nice.
But
yeah, no one's claiming. See, that's the problem, nerdy. No one's claiming responsibility for this guy because of his accent.
I mean, he's an adult. He can claim responsibility for himself, or his mama can claim responsibility.
But I don't think Americans are really terrible at faking British accents, and so I just was positive he wasn't from here, but I was wrong.
But the moral of this story is don't fuck with Greta. She'll own your ass. Do not fuck with Greta.
Where is she from?
She's from Sweden.
Oh, she's a real life Lisa Simpson. She'll be president one day. She'll be president. She'll be president. She is the real life Lisa Simpson. She's gonna be president one day. Don't mess. She's on a path. Get out of her way.
And I don't understand what people's beef with Greta. All she's trying to do is save the planet, for fuck's sake. How dare you? How dare you try to save the planet? How dare you try to make the world a better place? You fucking bitch! How dare you?
As somebody who owns a bunch of power tools, who owns trucks and just stuff that kills the environment, they're threatened by a young lady who's gonna she's gonna bring that down. Like where I live in the state of California, by the year 2030, all of my gas powered stuff, in the next 3 years, all of my generators, all of my chainsaws, all my toys will be considered illegal because they're gas powered in the state of California. And by 2030, I have to get an electrical vehicle if I still want to live here. Look,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not exactly, we're not like copying iRobot, but regardless, we kind of are. Isaac Asimov was right. But regardless, like that's just the way it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like in my hometown, there are EV charging stations everywhere. That's the future.
Yeah.
Sorry. Even Harley now, they sell electric bikes.
Yeah.
Like, get over yourself.
Yeah. But yeah. All Andrew Tate has succeeded in doing is proving that Greta was right. He does have small dick energy.
That's one way to put it.
And
he's so threatened. You know,
yeah.
To be threatened by a child? Come on.
I hope I hope the Romanian authorities throw the book at him. And I hope he goes to prison. I really do. He's a nasty, nasty piece of work. And
why doesn't he?
Well, here's the thing. You know, he's going to jail. Okay, and a lot of his offenses involve children. How does that usually go over in the correction system? Not well.
But talking of nonsense, or rather alleged nonsense, I should say, I'm thinking of starting a segment on this show called Nonce Watch. Because it seems to be every week there's someone or other has been accused of being a nonce. So I don't know, watch this space. But this is interesting. Prince Andrew sex abuse accusers gagging order is due to be lifted within weeks.
So
it says this: the out of court settlement between Prince Andrew and his accuser, reportedly worth around £9.8 million, contained a 12-month gagging order, which will reportedly come to an end in late February. So Virginia Roberts will be able to tell all, basically. So that's going to be.
Well, my question is, are they going to go to renew it?
Well, it's
That's what I want to know.
basically she's gonna be allowed to tell the truth. You know what? For 9.8 million, I let Prince Andrew grab my butt. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, thank God I'm wearing headphones.
That is a lot of
because
money.
Josh heard what you said.
So that.
Hey, Josh, you got 9.8 million right now.
So that
said for 9.8 million, he'd let himself get that.
That could be interesting. It could be interesting to see what comes from this.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, but I hope they don't do what they're doing right now with Prince Harry. Every time someone reads a chapter, they release something like, "Oh, Prince Harry went to the bathroom in a casino in 1997." Like, who cares? Now I really want to know all of it. You know, I want to know. I'm probably going to buy the book now.
Miss Guthrie alleged she was sexually abused. Sorry, Silas. Okay. Sorry, Silas. I'm gonna have to. I can't hear myself speak here. It says she was allegedly abused by Prince Andrew in 3 locations. The first at Ghislaine Maxwell's London home, then Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan townhouse, and in the Virgin Islands. He denied the allegations against him and later came to an out-of-court settlement reportedly worth around £9.8 million with his accuser. And this included the 12-month gagging order, which is going to come to an end.
Oh, wow. I think it's time to expose these people. Because quite honestly, like, excuse me, if that was you or I, we would be thrown under the jail. We would be in prison if that was any common human being, you know?
Oh, absolutely, without a
So
doubt.
I'm all about, I want to hear it.
So this is an ongoing story. I think we're gonna stay on top of this, and watch this space. Well, I'm sure we're going to hear more about this. But that brings us to the end of the program.
Awesome.
So on that bombshell, I'll say good night, and thanks for being with us. Thanks to everyone in the side chat as well, and I want to thank everyone who's been watching. We had 14 viewers at one point, which is a new record.
Ooh, that's a lot for us.
Yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and become a patron. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Rock out with the rock out.
Oh my God, Will.